I never saw that you did painting need, and therefore to your fair no painting set. I found, or thought I found, you did exceed the barren tender of a poet's debt, and therefore have I slept in your report, that you yourself, being extant, well might show how far a modern quill doth come too short. Speaking of worth, what worth in you doth grow. The silence for my sin you did impute, which shall be most my glory being dumb, for I impair not beauty being mute, when others would give life and bring a tomb. There lives more life in one of your fair eyes than both your poets can in praise devise. Okay, so what is Shakespeare saying? This sonnet is a continuation of the rival poet sonnets that we've been diving into the last few days, in which Shakespeare is competing with a rival poet for the fair youth's affections. And this sonnet seems to be a direct response to an accusation that the fair youth has made, which was probably something along the lines of, well, you didn't praise me enough. You didn't flatter me enough. You didn't tell me I was beautiful often enough. And this guy does, so I went for this guy. And Shakespeare's response is essentially, well, I didn't want to gild the lily. He says, I never saw that you did painting need. Now, painting meant ornamentation or flattery, or it also meant cosmetics. So he's saying, you're so beautiful, you don't need makeup. You don't need me trying to describe you or flatter you, because anything that I say is just going to fall short. He says, I found, or thought I found, you did exceed the barren tender of a poet's debt. Words are not even going to come close to capturing your beauty, so why should I even try? So if it seems like I've slept in your report or have been neglectful of praising you, then that's why, because you yourself exist and people can just look at you and see how beautiful you are. So I think that would be obvious as to why a modern quill would fall short in trying to describe you. Now, I think that line, how far a modern quill doth come too short, I think that's a pretty obvious jab at the rival poet's penis, because he's using the words quill and come and short, and in the next line he uses the verb to grow. So I'm not saying it's a dick joke, but I'm not saying it's a dick joke. He's saying that the rival poet has a small penis. He's being petty. Anyway, so he says, you took my silence as a sin, when in fact my silence was my greatest attribute, because I didn't mar your beauty in trying to describe it. Other people marred your beauty trying to describe it. They tried to capture just how beautiful you are, and they shat all over it because they just didn't even come close. Because there's more beauty in one of your eyes than either of your poets can even attempt to describe. Again, he's saying, I didn't want to gild the lily. I didn't think you needed that. Now, I find this sonnet to be deeply ironic, because we've read his sonnets prior to this. He's comparing the fair youth to a summer's day. He's comparing the fair youth to Helen of Troy and to Adonis. He seems to be gilding the lily an awful lot. Now, I don't know, maybe the fair youth didn't actually see all of these sonnets that came before this one. Maybe Shakespeare kept his sonnets to himself for a while and didn't tell the fair youth everything he thought about how beautiful he was. I don't know, that seems pretty far-fetched, but who knows? At any rate, this sonnet just goes to show how deep a rift this rival poet is making in Shakespeare's relationship with the fair youth. And we'll get into more tomorrow with more sonnets. So yeah, more to come tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody. I love you all. See you later. Bye.